Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of the video is Making Way for Armageddon, right? And or making way for a great slaughter, right? Because that's what the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Shai is doing, right? Isaiah 34, you know, Isaiah 34:1 says, Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Basmael is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stench shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Right, so the Lord, is mustering the host to the battle. He's going to allow this thing to happen. He's furious at the nations, in their armies. Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kings of heaven gathered together. The Lord Yahweh Bashmel shall host muster the host of the battle. So the Lord is mustering the host of the battle. All right, gathering the nations together, for that great war, which is Armageddon. Right, as it says here in Revelations chapter 16:13, it says, "And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the prophet." Right, and ultimately, this the wicked, the whole wicked system. Out of Esau, the NATO system, America, being the revising empire, right? And of course, the Catholic Church, right, in America is the one that pushes this system, right? So, basically just breaking it down as the system of America, okay? So, the dragon is, ancient Roman Empire. The beast would be NATO, right? U.S. The false prophet would be, Roman Catholic Church, right? It says, so they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth into the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Bashmel Shai Almighty. Right? And we understand and know that this is exactly how that devil would come. And that's why they're able to tap in on those left-hand sources. But the Most High, Yahweh Bashmel Shai, allowed these devils to do that. It says, Second Thessalonians 2, right? The man of lawlessness being revealed, going to the point, it says in 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Right? So that's exactly how this devil, would approach. And that's why you have these demonic spirits going out gathering the nations. On the left-hand side, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmel Shai. It says, Revelation 16:14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief, blessed is he that watches and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame, and he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Right, which you're going to get Joel, where it talks about the guy of Jehoshaphat, right, which is the Middle East. That's where these devils are being gathered, and the Most High Yahweh Bashmel Shai is gathering them, right? But this devil thinks it's his plan, right? Isaiah 10 and 5, Isaiah 10 and 5 says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation." Now, I just gave you the fact that the Most High Yahweh Bashmel Shai has indignation against these nations. 34. Isaiah 34:2, it says, "For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter." And as you can see, it's America, right? And these Amalekites that's leading this war. Around the whole world, who's really making war? besides America, no one, right? And the Lord is mustering the host of their battle. This is Isaiah 10:5. It says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation." Right, so the staff is representing that weapon. All right. It said, "I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey, and to tread them down, let them mire in the streets. Howbeit, being if not so, neither doth his heart think so, but is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few." All right, and that's exactly what the devil's going to do, and he thinks it's of himself. It says, "But the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. His mind does not work that way. His plan is simply to destroy and cut down nation after nation." Right? And what is it? Let me grab this real quick. 2 Corinthians 2. Sorry, 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices," right? We're not ignorant of his devices. We clearly see what Satan is doing. And, just like the other Apostle Gabar says, I heard him say sometimes you may forget, but I will never forget, right? This devil had a plan already laid out to go against Iran. Now he's trying to spin a narrative like, this is just something new when this information already came out, right? America's plan for 7 wars in the Middle East. The assertion regarding a U.S. plan for 7 wars in the Middle East originates from 1990s neoconservative policy goals, and more specifically claims made by retired U.S. Army General Wesley Clark in 2003. Clark stated that shortly after the 9/11 attacks, a Pentagon official briefed him on a memo describing a plan to take out 7 countries in 5 years. According to Clark, the memo listed the following nations, starting with Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Iran. All right, so now we're at number 7. And, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmel Shai, you understand and know that pursuant to Ezekiel 38, that the Persians will be joined with the Medes, right, in attacking America and basically burning her with fire, right? So if this is the last one, then this is the last one, basically, as in, they got a problem right now pursuant to prophecy. But they did all of this, right? We got Somaliland over there, Israel, just, I don't know, compromised them, whatever the case may be. Now they're dealing with Iran, all right? So, you can look this up. This, it's right there on Google AI, you can know about it, right? So it's not something that's hidden. So ultimately, these devils think is their plan, but the Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai is making them do this, to gather the nations, right? And basically they're going to war. This is Joel 2:20. It says, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hidden part towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things." Now this is talking about the valley of Jehoshaphat over there in the Middle East. All right.
The United States is sending a second aircraft carrier to the Middle East, which just happens to be the largest aircraft carrier in the entire world, the USS Gerald R. Ford. Now, this comes as tensions between Iran and the United States reach a boiling point. Here's what President Trump had to say about the ongoing negotiations.
We have to make a deal. Otherwise, it's going to be very traumatic. Very traumatic. I don't want that to happen, but we have to make a deal. They should have made a deal the first time, and they got Midnight Hammer instead. And this will be very traumatic for Iran if they don't make a deal. Look, if they don't make a deal, then it'll be a different story. But we had a very good meeting yesterday with Bibi Netanyahu, and he understands. But it's ultimately up to me. If the deal isn't a very fair deal and a very good deal with Iran, then it's going to be, I think, a very difficult time for them in the back. I guess over the next month, something like that. Yeah, it should happen quickly. They should agree very quickly. Yeah.
All right, I'm joined by CBN's Billy Hollowell. Billy, what do you think about this maneuver by the U.S. government?
I think the U.S. government is essentially saying under the Trump administration that we are not going to stand by while this chaos continues. We've seen a lot happen in the Middle East in the last couple of years. We've seen Iran actually, send missiles and actually ignite war with Israel. We've seen a number of troubling patterns that tell us that this sort of sitting by and waiting approach is not working, and it has not been working, and things have only intensified. So I think what you see here is a real attempt to get to an actual agreement that hopefully can thwart any future antics like what we've been seeing. But you also see that desperation inside of Iran, right? We've seen the people rising up. And so it really is a powder keg inside Iran. And you have to wonder, how is the government going to react to that pressure? And so I think what the Trump administration is doing is saying, look, again, we are not going to sit here and wait. We are going to take moves, make moves, and put pressure on them. And so it's definitely a departure from what we've seen from other administrations, and it will be interesting to see where it all lands.
And it's multi-layered, right? Speaking to a lot of my Iranian contacts, people that are in touch with their Iranian family and friends in Iran, they actually don't want a deal to be made. They want this demonic, as they call it, brutal Islamic regime to fall because of, a myriad of reasons, none the least, the massacres that have happened recently with the protesters. So here you have, I guess, three options. One, a deal is made. Two, no deal is made. And then three, the deal is made, but actually the organic stirring of the people of Iran, the Persian people, is actually quelled because then the government is allowed to stay in place. So there's a lot happening. And obviously it's easy to play, the Twitter armchair quarterback where we feel like we have all the answers. And I think what's important for us, and this is just my personal opinion, is to realize that there's a lot at play here. And so that as Christians, we should be praying for wisdom, regardless of what you think of him, for our president, for our military, for those who are making decisions here, because this is going to have massive consequences around the world. So as these decisions are being made, let us pray that wisdom, biblical wisdom, whatever that might look like, would prevail here, and that chaos and confusion wouldn't take the day, and that there be a way for the people of Iran to have freedom. There's a lot at play here.
Yeah, these devils is lying, But Joel 3:1, the nations will be judged. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, this is pursuant to Ezekiel 38, us coming back as a people. Right, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? Jehoshaphat meaning Yahweh's judgment. I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Right? Think about a precept. Scriptures say that he will plead with a fire. Let me grab it real quick. Right, Isaiah 66:16. It says, for by fire and by his sword, Isaiah 66:15, slightly. It says, for behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashkin will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger or fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Now that goes into Matthew 24:30. Second Ezra chapter 13, with the chariots coming with the great fathership, right, raining down those razor beams on the armies, right, gathered in that land. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Bashmel shall plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Right, and that's why you have making way for Armageddon, right, great slaughter. Go Joel 3. It says, Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Right? Yeah, they went to the land. The scripture says Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time the Gentiles may be fulfilled. The scriptures say that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So, their time is almost up. Their last war. And this war will grow into World War III, right? And we can already see that happening. Joel 3:3 says, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And ye recompense me swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own land. Right? The scriptures say, what nation have not got a part in her glory? Right, spoiling our land, taking us as a people. Said, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own heads. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, so the people are far off. For the Lord Yahweh Bashmal has spoken. So we're gonna have taskmasters, put over these heathen in the kingdom, right? Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of the war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh Bashmal. Right, the angels. The angels are gonna pull up, like I said in 2nd Ezra chapter 13. All right, let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Josaphat, right, going to what? The Lord's judgment, right, for these nations. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. It says, put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashmal is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yeah, because the smoke, right, nuclear missiles, different signs in the heavens. The Lord Yahweh Bashmal shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. Isaiah 24 says the earth shall roar to and fro like a drunkard. All right, and that's because the nuclear missiles being shot. But the Lord Yahweh Bashmal will be the hope of his people. Why? We have Matthew 24 and 30, where it talks about the angels coming and picking us up and saving us from the destruction. But the Lord Yahweh Bashmal will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall you know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashmal, your power dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. Right? Once again, because you have these Gentiles all in our land, messing it up. But the Lord is coming, to make things right, basically. Right. So I just want to blow the trumpet on that. Lord willing, you will edify from the lesson. Shalom to the whole elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.